Good evening, everybody. Whatever part of the world you're currently to our video blog. It's a nice day out, and I thought I'd go out for stretch my legs a little and share some things that I've been reading and thinking about, researching, understanding as much as I can, and talk about those issues with you and see what you think. Anyway, so if you're watching this video blog and have a social media platform, you're probably gonna appreciate the subject that I'm gonna be talking to you about. Basically, I'm going to be talking about the little people out there. Okay, and I'm not talking about those little people by size. I'm talking about the mindset, the ability or inability to think. That's today's topic, and I'm probably just going to expand a little bit more on this, since I'm sure some of you have experience interacting with the little people, little minds of this world on your social media platform. So these are, the jealous people, the haters, the aspiring trolls out there, the ones that you know nothing about, but yet they manage to connect with you online and start to unload on you and bombast you and do all that stupid things. Or you may know some people, like co-workers or family members that are basically constantly dogging other people online that they know nothing about. But, they follow them anyway. They listen to them, and they constantly out there trying to basically make those people that they monitor online, supervise online, look bad, talk smack about them, dog them out, and bombast them because they feel that no one would know who they are. When I'm talking about these people that are supervising other people online, so they feel safe, dogging other people online. These are the cowards, the jealous, the haters, as I said. So that's today's topic, and I'm gonna kind of speak off of some of the cases that I read and stories that I've come across, and even from my own personal experience. All right, there's a lot of bad, evil, nefarious little people out there, operating, behind the internet, behind the social media platform, because they feel that they're, going to be more relevant by hiding, which makes them irrelevant because, some of them don't even put up their real names on the social media platform. Some of them don't even put up their pictures, their profile pictures. So these are the cowards of the world. These are the evil, nefarious doers, jealous haters of the world, and that is why this world is a much more evil, planet, because of these types of people. Okay, they use the social media platform and the online environment to wreak havoc, to try to search and destroy. So that's the word, search and destroy online is what they're doing. Because to them, they're doing humanity a favor by attacking people they know nothing about. Okay, just because for some reason they feel like other people's ideology isn't lining up with theirs, and so they figured, it's their duty to attack behind the veil of the internet, behind the social media platform, environment. So that's how they operate. They attack and basically, monitor people online. That's their modus operandi. And these tends to be the people that doesn't really have any online presence either. So they're hiding while they monitor other people. Okay, folks. As you all know, never ever in human history has, the social media platform been around. I mean, it was never around, ever. So now people are abusing and misusing it. And most of the people that are misusing it are the ones that want to attack and destroy other people. Okay? So it's like social media platform is the Google, the database of the world. Okay? Back in the days when there's this government institutions and agencies, there are a bunch of them that try to locate activities of the public online. Or, not even just, online. They would even monitor their phones or follow them around, to gather information about a person, a target person. Today, all that's been basically packaged and streamlined so people can get access to a person off of the social media platform. Okay, everything's on there about that person, and so it's easier for the evildoers out there to attack because everything's pretty much been packaged. All right, folks. So anyway, one case that I heard online where a 10-year-old kid was being bullied on the social media platform and ended up, taking her life. And no one took the time to even address the issue of bullying online. Even though it's been an ongoing problem within the social media platform. So to this day, there is no, security put in force to make sure those that are being bullied online are protected. As most of you are aware of, Mark Zuckerberg have been called upon to testify on several occasions, okay, regarding these kinds of activities on his platform on Facebook. All right, and he hasn't done a whole lot to really protect the community, to protect the marketplace from being, from all these kind of bullying activities going on. And then he actually turned his platform into a very different platform. It used to be a social media platform. Now it's become a police platform and party politics platform. Okay, predominantly by the Democratic Party. So, and now I'm going to be talking about how the little people are using the social media platform to basically force feed, party politics information down the throat of the public. So these little people are basically colluding with the social media giants like Facebook, YouTube, and Google and all these major social media platforms based out of blue states in California to force feed Democrat ideologies down the throat of the public. So these are the little people that I'm talking about as well. They don't really have much of a convincing power. They don't have any authority on most of the things that they want to force feed down the throat of the world, the public, but they do it anyway in conjunction with the social media giants, okay, of this world. So these are the little people I'm talking about. And in all reality, folks, it's not being addressed. It's no one's being protected by, from these evil characters, the evil doers, the evil people, the little people, okay, that are utilizing the social media platform to basically create havoc, to create discord and conflict among various communities and people groups. Okay, so I just want to kind of point all of this out because at this point in the game, we're going downhill, folks. The world is definitely spiraling out of control because of the social media, social architecturing that's going on. And there is no way to reverse it. Once you put in that damage into a society, into a person's life, there is no way to reverse it. Okay? And that's why I'm out here talking about it, even though I've been silenced many times by Facebook and YouTube. I'm still out there raising awareness. Because at one point, okay, when I was developing my platform, I thought, back in the days when I was still in college, I was thinking that the social media platform will be utilized for the good of humanity, since we've never had this kind of platform ever before in human history. And for a short time, it was being utilized for social good, up until money start to come in, until marketing dollars start to be the authority behind the policy of the social media giants. When the marketing dollars started to trickle in, they lost their compass. These decision makers for these social media giants have become extremely corrupt. And when Facebook was around, and back in, I guess 2004, when it was rolled out, I liked the agenda, okay, to connect people, to help people get to know each other, to have the social, relationship building on the platform. I liked the idea and I supported it because I saw the potential in market development. But a couple years later, not even a decade down the road, the social media platform Facebook transformed into a money generating giant for Mark Zuckerberg. And he lost his bearing. When money talks, everything else is walk, obviously. So yeah, that's what happened. He basically compromised his ethics, his brand, his values over money, so that he can buy those mansions and live a lavish lifestyle. Okay, off of the data of the world, the data of the public. He made billions off of the data of the users, the social media users on his platform. Okay, folks. So Mark Zuckerberg would basically receive the Small Person Award, the Small Mind Award, bar none. He's basically the only person that I can think of that has basically compromised the security of so many people, the security of mankind, and the security of the planet. Because he basically opened up the Pandora box, okay, for the evildoers of this world to utilize his platform, okay? And that is why I started a petition holding Mark Zuckerberg accountable, legally accountable, where he would be incarcerated for an indefinite period of time because he put money over the lives and security of the world, of the public, of people, okay? I mean, the guy is a multi-billionaire and he's still, okay, is still utilizing his platform to generate additional billions for him, okay, at the expense of the world, at the expense of humanity, at the expense of civility, ethics, freedom of speech, civil rights, human rights, okay? And he's silencing dissent on his platform, silencing political opposition on his platform, and brainwashing the public with party politics information, which is provided to him by the Democratic Party. So he's tried to start this social engineering crap, okay, folks, trying to influence the world, okay, of his values and his, you know, personal principles that is extremely corrupt and evil, okay? And no one's calling him out. No one's calling him out for it. I mean, he actually silenced a sitting president. Okay, when Donald Trump was first in office, Facebook and Twitter basically decided to cancel his account. They silenced a sitting president. Okay, if a social media platform can silence the voice of the most powerful office in today's world, in today's history, imagine what they're doing to those that have no power and authority. So that's just something that I want to share with you and let you know that these little people, the little minds that are now the elite class of the population, the billionaires of the population, are basically destroying this world. These little minds are so corrupt that all they think about is themselves. Forget about social, you know, contracts. Forget about values. Forget about ethics, the law. Forget about, you know, goodwill towards other people. All they care now and all about is lining their wallets, okay, at the expense of humanity. And now we are in a course that is irreversible. There is no way for us to fix the damages that's been inflicted by these little people, the corrupt minds, the corrupt agendas, the evildoers, the nefarious characters of this world. There is no way for us to reverse it, okay? All I'm doing now is exposing them, and hopefully others more would come forward and expose them. But this little people has an army of similar, you know, selfish, solipsist, individualistic minds that are little minds. Okay, so that's the challenge we're up against today. Is that these social media giants have minions that are similar to the way that they think and operate. All right, folks, and now we're in a quagmire that is irreversible. All right, folks, think about what I'm talking about, because again, we've never had this kind of platform before. The social media platform was never part of humankind in history, where people can simultaneously interact and information is rapidly consumed and shared. And on top of that, the powerful can silence a voice, can silence a light that has a moral compass if it doesn't, align with their revenue agenda. If it doesn't align with their overall operational structure, business model. Okay, folks, that's today's reality that was basically developed by a lot of corrupt and nefarious characters out there. You know what? I'm not just raising awareness. I've actually written about this kind of stuff in my book, In Social Media We Trust. I underlined the grave danger and the irreversible effect of the social media platform in the hands of the elite class, in the hands of the little people, the little minds of the world, in the hands of the evildoers. Okay, folks, I've underlined specifically per example, okay, of what could happen once the Pandora's box of evilness has been, set free to destroy this world. All right, folks. Don't take my word for it. I mean, just observe this world, observe the people that you deal with, observe things that are being posted on your social media platform. It's extremely problematic, when strangers you've never met are constantly monitoring you online, and they're trying to basically destroy your capacity, destroy your voice, ruin your character, and you know nothing who they are. I mean, this is unprecedented, folks, and I hope that you guys would wake up and consider everything that I'm telling you, because at this point in the game we don't have a whole lot of time. Okay, for example, the war in Ukraine. Okay, look at the material that are cranking out. Even the West, even everywhere that you look into, various social media platform pertaining to the war, it's basically prefabricated. It's been put together by the corrupt, nefarious characters out there. So that's the reality of today's world. And hello. Hey there, puppy. So there's a nice doggy right here following me. So anyway, the reality of what I'm talking about is based off of my own experience, personal experience. I've traveled the world, interacted with various people from various cultures, from decision makers to regular people from the streets, government officials. So I'm sharing information based off of things that I personally have come across. All right, folks. And I'm extremely troubled by the things that I've seen, because there isn't any social media influencer out there that are talking about half of the things I'm telling you now. Okay. Matter of fact, some of them are actually wanting to amplify evil. Okay. And I went against some of them. There's this guy, Patrick Ben David, basically, of Valuetainment. He's a podcaster, YouTuber, quote unquote influencer. And I call him out when he brought in the Tate brothers, the notorious Tate brothers. Basically, these are, two characters that are very misogynistic, and they attack the less fortunate. They attack those people that, are that are not in line within their narrative. And okay, this two idiots, imbeciles, basically went to a foreign country and started, taking advantage of the underprivileged of those countries, exploiting women that are gullible. And so Patrick Ben David basically gave the platform on his podcast and video blog. So I called him out on it, and he's got thousands, even millions, I think, of followers, even though he's cranking out garbage. Okay, that just shows, it's a revelation, basically, of what the social media platforms have becomes a major, trash platform. So it's like a massive garbage platform where those evil, nefarious characters and the influencers that want to crank out garbage are amplified on the social media platform. The ones that are countering that, those that are speaking out against it, are silenced. So that's the kind of society and world we now live in, folks. We live in a world where the good is being silenced by the evil little people, little minds of this world. Okay, folks, that's what everything has become today. Just a short period when, Facebook and YouTube was rolled out. Okay, just a very short period, and everything transformed into evilness, into massive danger for humanity and for the public. Okay, overall corruption, greed, okay, silencing of the opposition, the social media platform turning into a party politics apparatus, a police mechanism apparatus that ID citizens that are basically exercising their freedom of speech, their right to protest. Now, all of that's been, corrupted by the social media giants. And so that's the society and world we live in today. And all this garbage that's happening is extremely irreversible. 100%, 110% irreversible. Okay, because it's amplified, it's preserved, and people gravitate towards it, not knowing the dangers behind the message, behind the content that they're gravitating towards. Okay, so think about what I'm saying and consider the points that I shared with you, because as I mentioned earlier, okay, we have a very short period of time to fight back and to expose this kind of evil, nefarious, and evil actions done to humanity and done to society worldwide by the elite class, the little people, little minds of this world. All right. So anyway, folks, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate your time, and please subscribe, follow, and share our YouTube channel, and as well as our podcast, Faceconomics Podcast, and our YouTube channel is Faceconomics TV on YouTube. Share it with your friends. I might not have millions and millions of followers, but I know that one way or the other, I am making a difference in this world. I know that by me exposing the social media giants of this world will be enough warning to those people that want to exercise their ability to think, their ability to reason. That's what I'm hopeful for. All right, folks, because at the end of the day, it's up to us to make a difference in this world. Okay, folks, if we're so scared and timid and fearful of fighting back, we might not have a world tomorrow. Our children and their children might not have a world to grow up in, because the little people, the little minds of this world are becoming extremely powerful. Okay, they're basically in charge of the narrative that the world is consuming. So that's extremely problematic when the narrative and the microphone belongs to the evil doers of this planet, to the nefarious, corrupt characters of this planet. Oh, check that out. So the flowers out in the bloom, very nice. So look at that. Anyway, consider what I'm telling you about, folks. Comment below this video blog at the description channel. Let me know what you think. Have me consider your thoughts also. I think it's important that we balance things out. But ultimately, as I've written in my books, I've talked about the evolution of the marketplace using the social media platform. I've been paying attention to it regularly. I even decided to monitor my social media platform on a daily basis, just so I can see what people are sharing and what are the things that are being allowed on the social media platform. When this Facebook was first rolled out, they wouldn't even let pictures of naked people on their platform. Today you see all sorts of garbage, like porn stuff on Facebook. Okay, that's the kind of deterioration of society that we've been exposed to. All right, it's on Facebook now, porn stuff. Okay, so I'm telling you, folks, we are on an uncontrollable downward spiral, and it's getting to the point that people have gotten so jaded and so used to it that it becomes a social norm. When you become classically conditioned by the social media giants, then you allow things to happen without pushing back, because you've gotten so used to it. And when you became complacent, that's basically how they destroy you, because it's easier for them to control your minds and your hearts when you're complacent. when you're not questioning them, when you're not pushing back, when you're not exposing them. That's how society was classically conditioned in the past, using propaganda. But today, propaganda is so much easier to be utilized off of the social media platform, because propaganda can be multiplied and amplified with just one post, with just one video, with just one podcast, okay? And it can reach millions and millions of people, all right? And that is why the social media platform is giving, bad actors, bad influencers, and nefarious characters out there so much leverage. They're giving them access to the public, because the public will basically in itself gravitate towards them because they have access to them, okay? And when they have access to these evildoers, these characters that are dumping garbage in the hearts and minds of the public, then it'll be easier for them to control the public. That's the reality of things. Basic psychology. All right, folks, you classically condition the hearts and minds of the public in order for you to influence them, okay? But the way that they're classically conditioning the public is extremely negative. All right, folks, and this is why I'm doing what I do. If you support my message, please contribute and donate to our platform, okay? Have your family and friends support us, okay? If our message resonates with you, let us know and support us, because there isn't a whole lot of people that are doing what we're doing. There's not a lot of people out there that are exposing corruption, exposing these evildoers, okay? That's just the reality of today's world, folks. So, with this said, my name's Al Mina. I'm the concept author of Faceconomics, the utilization of the social media platform in economic development worldwide. Okay, folks? At one point, Mark Zuckerberg was in the same team as I was. He wanted to make a positive difference in the hearts of people, in the lives and hearts of people of this world. Up until he saw the money, up until his purchasing power multiplied, and then he turned against the public. He turned against his moral compass, and basically incorporated his platform into a very evil, nefarious political apparatus platform. Don't take my word for it. Research these stuff that I'm telling you. I always tell people to research what I tell them, okay? Because before I even open my mouth, I made sure that I educate myself first. That's always been my guiding light, because I don't want to share anything that is not consistent with facts. Okay, so look up everything that I'm telling you. Okay, folks, we live in a very evil era today. I'm not talking about this, based off of this administration, because the Trump administration is actually trying to reverse a lot of the evil things that took place. But I don't know if they have the skill or power, authority to reverse them. So it was all created long before Trump took office. Okay, folks? So I just want to put this out there. I'm not trying to, influence you with my personal political narrative. I'm just letting you know that the Trump administration is actually trying to reverse all the evil stuff that we've been influencing that have been influencing the world and America for the last couple of years during the Obama administration and Biden administration. But when you get involved in just, putting out fire, then you'll never get the time to actually fix the issue. Okay, you never want to just keep on putting out the fire of this world. You want to actually create opportunities. And unfortunately, the Trump administration has a lot of work to do in order for them to undo, the damages that was created by the Biden administration. And it's not going to be completely fixed. And that's something that I find very troubling, because now the world is spiraling out of control because of the social media platform and how it was been abused by the giants, social media giants of this world. When you put power in the hands of the wrong people, byproduct and by default is the abuse. I find it extremely sad that what could have been the best tool to influence hearts and minds and improve lives of the people worldwide is being utilized to create havoc and damage and destroy lives. With this said, folks, my name is Almina. Thank you for joining me on my walk. Please subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, YouTube, follow us on Spotify, and I look forward to our next conversation. Take care.